Oh, wins and lessons Friday. Oh, another week in the books, almost. Another day's productivity, and we got Mr. Mark Ridley back with us today,
Yes,
who's got
sir.
an ultra shine going on the old forehead today, and we've got DJ on the road, and we're going to bring you wins and
What's up,
lessons.
y'all?
To the HPLS podcast. Live, relevant, and high performance information, conversations, and education weekly.
Hey, everybody. Mark, welcome, brother. DJ, awesome job yesterday on Trey's podcast, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That was fun. It was fun. It was great feeling good. It was an honor. So thank you. Seriously.
Well, hey, you know what? I loved hearing about your like door-to-door sales.
Oh, dude.
Because it's one thing we've never, and I can't believe, I'm sure we have in the past, but getting into specific stories that you went through on your door-to-door sales. I was roaring. I'm literally holding my gut for some of the things you're saying, because especially when you're like, oh, dude, you should have seen some of the things that I walked into. I couldn't even imagine.
You have no idea. The worst of all, though, is hoarder houses. Hoarder houses. There was actually one house. As soon as I opened the door, just can't be, and there's a path, just a path, only a walking path. And I told them, I said, and this is the first time I ever did this to anybody, but I said, we have to go outside. I can't be in here. It's so bad. I can't be. So I actually did the presentation on their back porch. Swear. Crazy.
Cat pee is the worst smelling thing on the planet.
Terrible.
I can't deal with that.
Oh, I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die. Honestly, it was that strong.
Ryan, good morning, brother. Coming to us from Facebook today. Wins and lessons. You know what? I thought we'd throw an audible in here as I was doing the show notes this morning.
Edible?
An edible?
You saying edible?
Are you eating weed already, brother?
Not my bag, my friend. Not my bag.
Oh, okay. I thought I was like edibles. I'm like, damn, brother, good on you. No, an audible. So like an audible on a play. So I was thinking, and I know I'm kind of hitting y'all right on the spot. Last full week of Q2 today.
Yeah.
So last Friday of Q2. And my question is for you guys, if we were to look at one or two lessons, the biggest lessons of the quarter, what would you say they'd be? Like biggest wins, biggest lessons, biggest things of the quarter. And if you want, I'll go, because I kind of hit you both with it. I've been thinking about it for like an hour, and my bad. I probably should have.
I think I have something.
I probably should have given y'all a heads up, and I apologize.
I got something.
Thinking about that now, how brutal that is. That I'm like an hour ago, I'm like, oh my god, what a great idea, and I never even brought it up to you too.
Appreciate the heads up. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I apologize, brother.
No worries.
So one thing, one of the biggest wins and also lessons that I've realized this quarter, probably, it's been said to me numerous times, but it's who's watching that you don't know about. I have had so many students this quarter, and so many people enroll in Inception and come into the Sales Hacker community that have said, I've been watching you for like a month now. Never commented, like, don't show up. Speaking to some people that I like just respect to the tilt, saying things like, dude, I eat lunch listening to you guys in your show almost every day. Huge.
That's crazy. Thank you, everybody who said that. Seriously, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And DJ, it's listening to you on Trey's show yesterday, and listening to how Trey talks about this show, and how some of the comments that were coming through. It goes to show us that we are truly achieving that mission by helping salespeople change their perspective, helping them generate more sales, helping them do more business, with the guests we bring on, with the topics we address, with all of this stuff. And, when you start seeing results because of consistency, You know, DJ, we had this conversation at the beginning of the year where we talked about consistency and going live every day and bringing
Yes, sir.
value and bringing fire every morning for sales reps. And I could share with all of you sales reps out there that might be a little frustrated, that might have a little bit of a challenging time with sales lately because it's getting tougher and tougher in our market. And I get that.
Yes.
Consistency. Just stay consistent, believe in what you're doing, have the faith when you put your head down on the pillow at night. You know, we talked about it yesterday with Brian, where it's control the controllables. And it is more and more and more apparent as you get moving and as things start truly coming into your life because you're attracting them, how much consistency it matters. And I can tell you one of the greatest wins and lessons is listening to sales reps saying, you guys talked about this strategy, or your guest talked about the strategy, and I used it, and holy shit, it worked, and it was awesome. And then it's like, you get that kind of like, damn, we are, you know, it's not just a couple of guys sitting around chatting, laughing, and having a good time. It's that energy feeds into other people and helps them overcome challenges and obstacles that they have. That was lesson one that definitely hands down for this quarter was huge, and which has now spawned more energy going into the back half of the year. And you're going to see more incredible things happen on this show and become of the show, because it's funny, right? Motion creates emotion, and movement forward creates motivation. And when things aren't stagnant, and here's the difference is, I think every day high performers move forward. The trick is seeing that forward momentum and helping that give you motivation. You know, we talked yesterday about, and I know Ryan's on the show, and you know, when I asked Ryan one day, you know, what keeps you up at night? He says, nothing. Because I work my hardest I can during the day. I put in all of my effort so I can put my head down at night, regardless of the results, knowing I gave it my best. And that, my friends, in the end, is the epitome of success. Giving it your best. The cards will fall where they will fall. But if you give it your best, you can put your head down at night and know, I've done everything I can to make today better than yesterday. And I don't think there's a greater joy in the world than trying to be better every day, a better parent, a better friend, a better spouse, a better colleague, a better servant, everything. Because in the end, in sales, we're here to serve. We're servants to our customers. So, you know, asking yourself that question, like I've said many times, you know, who needs me on my A game today? At the beginning of the day, but at the end of the day, I've started asking myself, how can I be better tomorrow? And I could tell you, over the last 3 months, I feel like every day I get better and better and better. Do I slip? Oh, damn, brother, I slip all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that. Yeah, exactly. And we're going to. So those are my wins and lessons for the quarter, is just do everything you can do every day. You know, if part of your big 5 moves is sales calls, block 2 hours a day consistently to make calls. You will get traction. If part of your big 5 moves is educating on the market, block an hour every day and learn about what's going on. Watch the show, listen to the lane of the day, join us on Wednesdays. You know, yes, Wednesday's show was remarkable. Jeff was on, Dean was on. It's you and I, DJ. And the conversation and just what we brought to the table was incredible. And you know what? That for me, the next quarter is going to mean some really amazing things, some new projects that we're going to bring forth to the market, and this show to triple in size. So those are some of the big goals for Q3. I can't believe it's Q3 already. Like, that is just insane. But anyways, I've taken up enough time. Did one of you have enough time to gather your thoughts?
Go ahead, Mark, take it away.
Yeah, so it just gives you a few extra seconds, DJ. I like that. I like that nobility that you put out there. That's awesome. So yeah, Q3, that's insane. Already planning for Christmas. That's just nuts. So just jotted down a couple of notes here if I can read my own handwriting. But I will start with just a quick comment that, you know, I think you're absolutely spot on. Like high performers on it all day, every day, constantly focused. But that being said, I think it's okay to cut yourself some slack if you have a down day. Like, and don't beat yourself up if like you don't get done that day what you didn't want to get done, or if you're just feeling a little bit shitty or whatever it might be. Like the one thing that I've really kind of tried to focus on, certainly over the last 2 years since getting out of the big bank environment, is like focusing on mental health. And I didn't realize the funk that I was probably in for a good number of years, thinking that I was performing really well. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. I don't know. But from an attitude perspective to life and everything that was around me, like it's very different now. Like I can actually, I had this conversation literally a couple of days ago. When I left my last organization, I could smell and see and hear stuff that I never could before. Like I would come out of the office and there's a 15-minute walk to the station, to the train station. And if you said, look, I'll give you $1 million for every second that you can recall of any of those journeys, I would have nothing. And the reason why is because I'm coming out of the office with my head's like stuck to my phone, checking emails. I'm crossing highways, busy roads. I have no recollection of doing any of that. And then the day that I kind of left, I walked out and I'm like, bloody hell, there's a Starbucks there. How long's that been there? Well, 15 years apparently. So like it was just like really. So I'd say like that's a continued win for me, is focusing on the mental health. The comment you just made just then about the guy that like he has nothing that keeps him up of a night. I would say, like again, since getting out of the big bank mentality, my bank account has perpetually gone in the wrong direction, but I've never been happier. Like I'm sleeping much better. Like I'm more in touch with my family. I'm more akin to like everything that's just going on around me. I care less about what people think. I thought I didn't care what people thought before. I care less what people think about me right now. Those that know me know me. And I've got 3 friends on Facebook and I can barely keep up with them. So, I'm in it for me and in it for my family. I've gone way off topic, DJ. Hopefully my waffling and my filibustering is giving you some time to think. But biggest win this year, like we've saved millions of dollars for businesses, and that is an awesome feeling. Like with one particular company, it was close to like $900,000, right? I mean, that is just fantastic. But saved another company $50 a month, which for them, they're in tears. Like they can't believe it. I'm like, if you want to save $50, just don't have a sandwich from Starbucks on a Monday, and you'll save enough just by doing that. But so 50, $1 million for one person is a lot. $50, for another person is also a lot. A couple of lessons, like keeping on top of admin goes without saying, but that comes back to like good ethics around relationship management. And there were certainly a period of a couple of weeks where I was so focused on many other things that I completely forgot to keep up with the admin. And when I get behind with stuff like that, it then can bring me down like mentally as well, because you're looking at it thinking like that's just going to get bigger and bigger every day. I'm potentially missing out on sales. I'm potentially pissing off prospects or existing clients, and it doesn't make you feel good. And by staying on top of it, like keeping staying on top of the pile, does prevent you from dropping the ball and makes me feel mentally savvy and aware. So there's so that's that, and honestly, staying alive. Like I say that every day. Like I never thought I'd hit 30. So the fact that I saw my 40th, and in a couple of years I'll be seeing my 50th, hopefully, touch wood, fingers crossed, hopefully.
Is there another zombie apocalypse coming that I don't know about, Mark?
I need to get out and do some exercise. I need to do some exercise.
Walking to the back, whatever community you built in your backyard with tree houses and stuff isn't enough exercise?
No, not really. There's like 15 paces. I think I counted it. I've got a beer fridge in my bar area over there. That's about the extent of my exercise these days. Well, 30
Hey, if you want exercise, brother, I got a big project up here. You come on up anytime you want.
Yeah.
I'm all over it.
Oh, he's gonna be busy. I think he's gonna be in Portugal or something then.
Yeah.
No, I'm helping some elderly people in a place somewhere doing something.
What week was that? Yeah, no, I'm no good. No,
It was every week,
busy that week,
all the time.
Well, next week, yeah, I know. Shit,
Yeah. I should just get a fake background, like a hospital somewhere. Like, oh, I'm doing my charity stuff again.
Dude, I'm in Morocco. We've got so Jeff says you're not on LinkedIn. And then he says, "Oh, you are now. Good morning." Okay. Ryan says, big lesson. Saw this on Instagram. 6 months of 2022 has passed. Stop wasting time. Operate in your season, and it could be your life forever. Very good. Very good. Hey, Marky Mark. Jeff says, hey, Marky Mark. Good morning. Happy Friday. Last day to kill shit. Watch the road, DJ. Love it.
Kyle? I'm not driving, actually, so I got the missus over there driving, so I'm safe, but thanks. I would not do that.
Now, what I'm waiting for, actually, is I'm waiting for Maggie to pull an identity thief move where she takes the wheel and she goes like this and to avoid a badger, and your head goes bouncing off the window. That would be hilarious.
I'm sure it's coming. Just wait.
Sorry. Did that get morbid?
It's like the worst timing. We're going through the mountains in West Virginia right now, so.
Oh, okay. DJ, you go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So Mark, first off, where did he go? Mark, first off, want to share, man. Thank you for sharing what you shared. I think we're somewhat on the same mission a little bit, and I understand the mental health. I think everybody listening to this, what we went through these past 2 years. Doesn't matter how strong you are. It rocked your world in some way, and I was one of those people too. I've worked jobs. I've had so many jobs I've never not worked. Since I was able to work, I've worked, and during that period, I had the business and didn't have something else. And then I'm a person. I like to be in front of people, and so that's where I was looking to go. Not being able to do that was really tough, and so I didn't know what that was doing to me. And not being able to work or trying to figure out what I was going to do to work was so hard. So I know exactly what you're saying, man. Yes, man. Crazy, dude. But big win really is just this journey of being on this show has been amazing. From the connections to networking to finding a lot of like-minded people to kind of knowing I'm not crazy. I've always felt like I was kind of crazy. Compared to my environment or my surroundings for the most part. I have extremely grand ambitions. I think really crazy things. I have big dreams. And a lot of people, it scares the shit out of them. It scares me too, but doing this, being consistent, like Dan said, really Dan's changed my life in 2 ways with this journey, applying ideas. I didn't know all of the knowledge I was soaking up for a long time, but I was just, like Dan had said, in this digestive mode of just more and more and more. I need to learn. I need to fix myself. What is going on? Why am I not figuring this out? And then I was like, no, the secret's down me. You just got to start doing it. And so, winning the morning was the big Q2 victory for me. Big lesson. Winning the morning, literally for me, is like, it's crucial. And literally, at least for me, if I start the day bad, I'm screwed. I might as well give up. And I think that's another thing too. You said it. If you feel that way, and we shout out to Ryan, we've had talks about this too. You have that day where you feel off, guys. You got to give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. You're the only 100%. one. You're the one who knows yourself better than anybody else. So you feel in the weeds, man. Give yourself a break. Sometimes it's all you need, and that's what I figured out. It was the mornings, so beating the sun up, following my morning routine, getting up, exercise, doing my whole morning stuff I do. I never realized how crucial it really was for me. So too, that was a life changer for me. It really saved everything. But and then lessons, man. There's so many lessons. The big lesson is applying those ideas and not going into digestive mode of how many cool strategies can you find. You gotta use it. You gotta use it and figure out what works for you. Yes.
Yep. Jeff says lessons. that you can drive at 80 plus miles per hour, keep your eye off the road while doing a podcast can be done. Good morning. Safe travels, DJ Scott says. Ryan says, love everything you're saying, DJ. And then we've got Scott coming back. I know Dan would have still killed it because he is who he is, but a big win for DJ. He killed it with Trey yesterday. Yes, sir. He sure did.
Thank you, Scott.
Nice.
Yeah, sure did. It was a great conversation.
DJ, I want to just pick up.
Yeah, that was a huge victory this week, man. Being able to fill in for you again. I was excited to see you on there, but then I know it was a last minute audible, and we're getting pretty good at those audibles. But
well, you know, so for everyone watching and listening, I've realized I've got diagnosed with a torn meniscus in my knee from all the construction and everything, and I was an idiot and kicked gravel the wrong way and took a 9-foot tumble down into the deep end of a pool. So kind of mangled myself up a little bit last year and then left it alone, figured, whatever, man, I'm a guy, it'll fix. And then went snowmobiling, went over my handlebars close to 30 times over the winter. And it kind of just, the knee said, I'm not really liking it. So I had an MRI done yesterday, and it was one of these things where they're so far behind. I don't know about you guys in the US, but here everything seems so like you're saying, okay, I need this done this time. Okay, we'll get you booked in for September. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So yesterday morning, it kind of came up where it was like, hey, listen, we get it done at 11:30, which is 10:30 Central, right at the time. So I'm saying to Trey, I go, you know, if you want, I could have my phone kind of outside the MRI machine while I'm just talking to you. I go, but I think, you know, all the magnets and shit will break something. So it was awesome to come home after the MRI and sit down and watch the show, DJ. You did. You were remarkable.
Thank you. It was a blast. Trey's killing it over there. So if you're watching, you're doing great, man. You're doing what you're doing.
Oh, he's doing great. You know what? And just, I mean, it's true. I believe everyone should have a podcast. It's you know, it's kind of like back in the day when blogs first started happening. And don't get me wrong, podcasts have been happening forever, but it's becoming more and more mainstream, and it's that disconnecting from your desktop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like podcast, you can run, you can go to the gym, you can, you know, I do it a lot with audiobooks where it's just like I'm on a walk with the dogs and I'll just pop on an audiobook and listen. And even if it's passively in the background, like all day when I work, I got the GOOGLE thing. I don't want to say it because it'll come on and say, what do you want? And all of a sudden it'll listen to the conversation. And for the rest of the day, I'll have ads pop up.
You'll be popping up ads, everything you say.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works. You talk about it, and all of a sudden you look at your phone, you're like,
it's amazing.
Okay, what the hell just happened?
It's kind of scary at the same time. Clear in my mind.
Yeah, it's those little friggin' ears in the corner that are just getting everything. But anyways, you know, it was funny because yesterday I was talking to my wife about something, and all of a sudden it pops up and it goes, hey, blah, 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 blah. And my wife and I both stopped and looked at each other and went like, what the hell was that all about? And it was, we were talking about something, and it went to a book on Amazon saying you guys would love this book. And I'm like, okay,
really?
That is just, I'm sorry.
It's recommending books now by what you're talking about. That's awesome. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys don't have it. There you go. There's an idea.
Yeah. So you want a lesson? Don't talk in front of any of those devices. You know, it's like you go and put music on and you like as if your room was bugged by the FBI or something. Because I'm sorry, they get in further than any FBI. But anyways. Now we're into conspiracy theories, and we won't go there.
We're going sideways. We don't want to get it. But I will tell you another big lesson. I will say, back to the podcast, we talked about that, and Trey had brought that up on the show yesterday. I think even more than that, obviously COVID and all of this stuff separated us all. And Zoom and seeing this, you know, before Zoom used to be, oh my gosh, like if somebody being in a car right now, this would be so unprofessional and so terrible. For, you know, seen 2 years ago, pre-COVID. Now it's, you see dogs, you see people stand up in their underwear, you know, they're making commercials about it and everything else. I almost got you
Mark
there.
Almost lost his coffee
spit it out. Mark, why'd you laugh? Are you wearing underwear right now under your shirt?
I might stand up in a minute. I might show you what's going on.
At the moment.
But again, so I think this, like I started when I told you, Mark, I see people. So this for me was like, this is amazing because you can still now see how they react. You're still getting somewhat of a personal instead of just a phone and you have no clue. So like actually being able to see and just the genuine, being genuine on it and seeing the rawness of what people have going on. Again, I think it really puts, if anything, it shined a great light on that. No matter what title you have, President of the United States to just a manager here, they're just people. They're just people dealing with the same things, and you can see it here. Trey brought up his stepdad or whatever walking in the middle of the show. He uses it as a highlight now, but his stepdad's keys were in there. He said, "I'm coming in," and he just walked in live, everything raw. But again, now you get to see that, and I think that's
it's part of life.
That's
how many
yeah.
times have my dogs barked their arses off and just like gone mental during a show?
Yeah.
Right. Like, again, we talked about this on Wins and Lessons ages ago. The lesson was you got to get them out and run before the show so they sleep at my feet right now instead of coming around and being all sketchy. Right. Like, and you know what, DJ, to your point, I think this is well too far gone. Like, this should have happened. I mean, not necessarily COVID, but the ability for you to be in your car doing a podcast, for us to be the ability to be taking a job interview on the road or doing a sales presentation while we're somewhere else besides in an office, like an actual office, meaning, being in a home office and all this. I think it's years that it should have been. Like, remote working should have started years ago. And, I could say with pretty good accuracy, the logistics world is so far behind on that compared to other worlds. Like, most banks, every single customer service agent is remote, right? Like, years ago, 8-9 years ago, one of my wife's friends worked for Royal Bank out of her house. Phone rings, you answer it, you're on your call. You hang up, phone rings again. Like, you know what I mean? There's doctor's offices that now have people working remotely, right? Because they're taking inbound calls. You don't need that space in your office anymore. And I think it was, there was this point in period where, I mean, I guess most companies, but obviously being only in logistics, you see it in logistics where it's like, you gotta have this beautiful office building for customers come into, and as customers come into this remarkable building, they're like, oh my God, these people are successful. And, it's like, the perspective is shift, before we go to the lane of the day, I want to go back to something Ryan said. Where did he say? So, lessons: stop wasting time, operate in your season, and it could be your life forever. Like, really think about this for a second. If you are not at this point at least 75% towards your sales goals this year, you're in trouble. You're in trouble because, and the reason I say that is very specific. The next 2 to 3 months, not very much is happening, right? July 4th next week, Canada Day next week, Independence Day. So though that holiday marks summer vacation time, things have opened up. People are traveling more now than ever. You just need to look at airports and see what's going on at all of the major airports and the delays and all the issues they're having because they don't have the personnel to keep up with the people. And things are happening. If your deals are not done, they're most likely not going to be done until September. What does that mean? Onboarding could be October. You've missed literally 4 months.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, it's not just the onboarding and all of that. Yeah,
all of it. And this is why you got to be the person that gets ahead of the goals. Ahead of the opportunities.
Well, that's why tracking the data and tracking your results are so crucial.
And you know what? Speaking of data, hey, was that a transition, DJ, or what? That was just slick, man.
It's just so back to the future.
That lane of the day, my friends. Now, today's a weekly review, but I did want to review something from yesterday. Georgia's number one fruit crop is blueberries, and they are peaking. So if you missed it, Macon, Georgia to Dallas, Texas, $2.23 rate per mile, adding fuel surcharge $3.14. Contract rate, including fuel, is 287. This is one of the big ones where year over year we're up, but right now we're down, and it seems pretty cool that it's the same number. But year over year, we're down 41 cents a mile. However, we're up 41 cents a mile higher than May's average. So for the lane of the day and review today, just remember, Greer, South Carolina to Harrisburg, PA. Trends, line haul rates are trending back up, dropping around 63 cents a mile since February, 13 cents a mile higher than the May average. So another lane that's going up. We're talking 276 a mile, 350 including fuel. Contracted rates are higher than the rate all-in rate per mile of 382, but year over year in the spot market, the line haul rate per mile has changed to a negative 77 cents. So losing money, losing revenue over that lane. Now, the week in review. So what we talked about dry van $1.94 per mile in week ending. So across the board from North America, dry van rates per mile are averaging $1.94. They're down only a cent per mile. So if we remember last week, they were down like 8 cents. So we're slowing on that dropping. 276 is down 1 cent, down 45 cents per mile year over year with an all-in rate per mile of 268. Now, just to give you context, that's 7 cents lower per mile than 2018. Okay, so 2018 was that inflated year, underpinning the slow start to peak season and high fuel surcharge. The second lane is reefer, 224 a mile. That's up 4 cents a mile on average across the board, but it's down 51 cents a mile year over year to a total of $2.98 a mile. Now that's 11 cents lower than 2018, again, underpinning the slow start to produce season. Flatbed, 255 a mile, and that's actually over the board across North America. It's down 3 cents a mile, but down 16 cents a mile year over year to 329. However, it's 13 cents higher than 2018. So the only one that's really raised in rates overall, 2018, underpinning just how strong the industrial economy is at present. So that, my friends, is your review and that lane of the day. Thank you so much to that.
Thank you so much to that.
Christina and Dean. Y'all rock. Just amazing. So DJ, I know you're on the road. And the question becomes, what kind of quote did y'all get?
Oh man, I don't even have one, so I'll have to spitball this one.
DJ, you know what? You go and get a convertible Mustang, and all of a sudden, DJ changes.
Right? Well, here, I'll go to my trust. I got a bunch written in here, so I'll go to my trust. I'll go to my trusty Zig book. All right, here, I like this one, anyways.
Go for it.
No, so first off, thank you guys. Thank you everybody. Big victory this. It's my first time being a victory for this week. Big win for this week. First time being a best man in a wedding. My cousin's wedding is where I'm actually heading to. So shout out, congratulations, Mikey and Amanda. Thank you for it. But thank you again, everybody, for joining us like you do weekly. Mark, giving us the time, and dude, you're. I'll keep sharing your stuff. I love everything you share. American Logistics, Centurion Trucking. Thank you for sponsoring this and making this possible. Sales Chatter Live, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m., 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Start your day right with us. Quote to take us out from the Zig Performance book. Our children are our only hope for the future. But we...
Told you, we're live. Did I not?
Children. There's your children.
Just went over that.
But we are. Okay, I'll start it over. Our children are our only hope for the future, but we are their only hope for the present and the future.
That's good, brother.
Powerful, man.
Centurion Trucking. Our motto is people before profit. Today's market requires more transparency, consistency, and focus on what our clients need to win. Centurion Trucking and American Logistics are poised to help their clients achieve and surpass their targets. If you're looking for a team that honors your needs, dreams, and aspirations, then get a hold of Daman at American Logistics or Centurion Trucking and